Eddie and I met about 30 some odd years ago when I was in the sixth grade. Um, my aunt and uncle lived in Harbor City, Del Amo Woods, and a couple of houses down is where Eddie's dad and family lived.
You know, we all were young in the neighborhood, and you know, she grew up with a friend of mine's sister, so they were like 5 years up under us. So at that time, they were like little sisters to us.
Of course, he didn't see nothing in me because it's 5 years difference. I'm younger, he's older, and it's all good.
And when we met again, we had a gathering at El Dorado Park.
Eddie and a few friends, a few of his good friends, put together a woods picnic, which is basically for people that lived in the woods and old friends, family, everything like that. And that was in August of, I want to say 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So we reconnected there and took a picture, and it's really funny because we didn't know that we would be here.
She had grown up to be a beautiful young lady at that time. And it was like, well, she wasn't little Nikki that was flat-chested at the time. You know, she grew up to be a beautiful young lady and had her little thing going on. And, you know, I was like, okay, that ain't little Nikki no more. So it was cool. You know, it was good seeing everybody.
Because of our work schedules and different things like that, we didn't get a chance to see each other for 3 months. So we talked on the phone every day for like 4 to 6 hours a day total. And he just basically just courted me over the phone, and it was cool. It was just like old school, you know, how you talk to somebody all the time on the phone, you don't want to go to sleep, and you just want to talk to that person. So I was hoping that chemistry was the same when we saw each other in person. So a mutual friend of ours that we went to school with actually gave a Christmas party.
And after the party, you know, I think everything kind of was set in stone which way we were going, and we just kept continuing to have fun with each other.
So the next day was Christmas Eve, and I had to see him. And our first date was at the Green Onion in San Pedro, and Jason Foster actually was there. He came and met us up there. So that was our first date, December 24, 2012.
She liked it to have fun, and she was herself. You know, what you seen is what you got, and I think that made her, you know, separate from anybody and everybody, is that when you can be yourself and just lay it on the line. And, you know, I liked that part about her.
The first date was awesome. It was Christmas Eve. I went to his house, picked him up. He asked what kind of food I liked. He asked, do I like Mexican food? I said, I love Mexican food. So he took me to his favorite restaurant, which is the Green Onion, and that ended up becoming our favorite restaurant. The chemistry was awesome. I mean, we couldn't stop talking like we talk on the phone. It was wonderful. It really was wonderful. Eddie is such an amazing person. He's loving, caring, just everything that I want in a man. That's exactly what he is. Charming, just everything. So our first date was amazing. And here we are, getting married. I knew I wanted to marry him. I would have to say, and it's funny, after our first date, I knew I wanted to marry him because he's a manly man, and he reminded me so much of my dad, my grandfather, my uncle John. He's a manly man. He takes care of home. He's loving, he's caring, he's generous, and always thinking of me first. So when we talked on the phone every day, maybe like 10 times a day, about 4 to 6 hours a day, yeah, I knew that that was the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Not to mention, when we met each other on the first date, you know, you think that that's kind of awkward when you talk to somebody on the phone for that amount of time and don't get a chance to see them. But it was everything that I wanted it to be. Everything that I wanted it to be, and I'm just ecstatic.
I think I was going through a few things in my life, but Nikki was in my corner, and I want to say it was some time, let me see, probably last year, October. And, you know, I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. And we were going camping in May. And when we went camping, we were going to do a little skit, or better yet, like a karaoke couple thing. And everybody was like, oh, I'm gonna win. So at that time, I said, I'm gonna win. But they looked at me like, oh, yeah, you just talking. So when it came my time to do my karaoke, that's when I asked her to marry me.
We were with some friends, and we ended up going to our favorite RV resort in Aguanga called Rancho California RV Resort. And we were down there to go to the Vail Lake Jazz Festival. So a lot of friends came and everything like that. And I understand prior to us going, he called and/or spoke to my mom, either in person or over the phone, and asked for my hand in marriage. We actually had a kind of karaoke thing, a karaoke contest with everybody. So you were supposed to do a 30-second skit with your favorite song, or a song that describes you, and dance to it. And it could be you by yourself, or it could be couples, whatever the situation is. And so I did mine, and here he comes, and he gives a song to Gary, and he plays it, and he brings me up close, and he's like, I need you to come up here close. I need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, please don't try to clown me in front of all the people. So I come closer. He talks about how he called my mom a special somebody's mother and asked for their hand in marriage. Since my dad has been deceased for many years, he asked my mom, and she was like, I'm overjoyed, I'm happy, you guys are wonderful together, and everything like that. And so he got on one knee while Spend My Life With You was playing with Tamia and Eric Benet, and he got on one knee and asked me to marry him. And I cried and cried and cried and cried myself to sleep right on a little, like a bench like this, all wrapped up with blankets and everything like that, because we were outside. And I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm about to marry the most wonderful person in the world.
Oh, they was all crying like babies. So it was cool. It was all good. You know, they was crying, and you know. But we had a good time that weekend. You know, it was last year, May 3rd, thrown off. She was happy because she cried herself to sleep. So we had, you know, it was nice, it was fun. I think, you know, she enjoyed it. So it was cool, you know. And of course she said yes.
My hopes for the future are, my first hope has already came true. I'm now your wife. But I hope to be everything that you wished and wanted in a wife, the best friend I can be to you, to love you, care for you, and take care of you, and just so that our relationship gets better each and every day. I love you.
If it was for me to tell her something from my heart, it would just be that, you know, she means the world to me. And I would do anything for her, with her. I think she's a beautiful person inside and out. Once you get to know her, I think her heart is big. She's a very fun person to be around. I love you, I always will. And I want us to be together for the rest of our life, and that's that.